Right guys, welcome back to another video, and today let's talk about some football. Right, so basically this week, I just wanted to make my Premier League predictions, like reaction sort of video to the game weeks that happened, well, the game week that just happened pretty much. I did actually make predictions. I didn't make a prediction video because of a video which I made that didn't actually come out because I didn't have enough internet to produce it and put it out. I did actually make the Premier League predictions. I wrote them all down. Hopefully you don't think I've cheated, because why on earth would I cheat? That'd just be weird. I made these Premier League predictions before the game week happened, so I'm just going to talk about them now and kind of explain my reasoning for each one and see how it compared to the actual result. So for Southampton versus Manchester United won 1-0. I didn't watch this game because obviously I had no signal. I was in the middle of nowhere when I was on holiday, to be fair, so I didn't really see the game or anything like that. But to be fair, it did seem quite even. Southampton having 17 shots, Manchester United have 11, although both having similar shots on target, around 5 to Southampton and 6 to Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes getting the deciding goal in the 55th minute. I predicted 2-0 Manchester United. Percentage possession was kind of similar as well, 48.4 to 51.6. Yeah, that's correct. And I predicted 2-0 to Manchester United. It was 1-0, but a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. I thought Manchester United would easily push on, but Southampton put on a good fight and kind of pushed Manchester United. I always thought Manchester United were going to win that game quite comfortably, though, in the end. Moving on to Brentford versus Everton. Now, Brentford are a good team. Obviously, we've seen this numerous times, Brentford being a good team. But Everton scored the first goal, played really well. This is a 3 o'clock game, so couldn't really watch it, to be fair. But like from the shots and possession, Brentford had 20 shots, 5 on target, to Everton's 14 shots with 7 on target. So quite an even game in that respect. Brentford had pretty much all the ball with 57.8%. Brentford only actually scored their goal at 84 minutes, so I'm glad for them that they got something out of that game for the way they played, because they like, from the stats and stuff and the highlights I've seen, they did play quite well, but they need to perform better. They've got a few easy games coming up, and Everton is a must-win game for nearly every Premier League team, just like Leicester is a must-win game for every Premier League team. Like, I'm not dissing Everton. I don't think Leicester are going to win a game anytime soon, as well as Everton not winning a game anytime soon. So that's just an opinion. If you don't like it, Everton fans, that's fine. I just don't think you lot are very good this season, especially when you're having less than 50% possession against the Brentford team that only came up 2 seasons ago. It's not looking too great for you, I'll say that. But I predicted 2-1 to Brentford. It was actually 1-1. So kind of close, and if Brentford's dominance could have translated into a goal, they could have won 2-1 quite easily, in my opinion. Moving on to Brighton versus Leeds. Brighton won 1-0. It was quite a dead game, to be honest. 2 shots on target for Leeds. And 4 shots on target for Brighton, so really not much in it. Leeds had pretty much all the ball but made no chances with it, 57.2% of the ball, which is good for Leeds, but obviously you're not translating that into any real chances. It's not the best thing in the world, but at the end of the day, they didn't play bad, and maybe should have deserved something out of that game. Just didn't create enough chances, in my opinion. I went for 2-2 because both bad defences, both semi-decent attacks. But I obviously, when I made these predictions, I didn't realise that Neil Maupay was going to leave as well for Everton, which was kind of just really weird, and I don't really get it, but at the end of the day, cool. But Brighton won 1-0, fair play to Brighton. I really do respect it. Moving on to Chelsea versus Leicester. I didn't even get this one right. I was pretty much right, though. 2-1 to Chelsea. Chelsea lost a man at 28 minutes. Conor Gallagher got a second yellow. And that was 0-0 when that happened as well. And then, not great, but they did then concede 2 to Raheem Sterling. I think one was just before the break, or just after the break, or so. I can't remember what it was. I did not even watch the highlights of this game because it just annoys me so much watching Leicester City. Sterling gets 2 goals there. in the 47th and 63rd minute, and Harvey Barnes gets one for Leicester. Which, how are Leicester conceding 2 goals when they've only got 10 men on the pitch? I'll never know. How does that happen, guys, when you're scoring 1 goal? You had 11 men to their 10 men. for 60 minutes. A whole hour you had more men than them, and you still lost 2-1. The game was still 0-0 when they lost a man, and you still lost 2-1 to their team that had someone sent off. They had 3 shots on target. You conceded 2 goals, 7 shots in total. Leicester have 54.9% of the possession with 17 shots and 5 on target. Poor, like Leicester, man. I didn't even watch this game because it was a 3 o'clock game. Couldn't really watch it. Haven't even seen the highlights yet, I'm going to be honest, because I only got back this morning, like late last night. So I haven't seen any of the highlights, but it's disgraceful how you're still losing when they have a man sent off and you're still not performing at the level anywhere near you should be when you've got a man extra. Is like a disgrace. You had 2 more shots on target than they did, and you had a whole extra man for 60 minutes. Oh, I'm done with this run. I went 2-0 Chelsea, by the way, so Leicester did better than I expected. But I also didn't expect Chelsea to get a man sent off. I feel like if Chelsea don't get that man sent off, they win about 3 or 4-0 in this game, to be honest. Because they'd have more possession, more chances, and when you're conceding 2 goals from 3 shots on target, it's not looking good for you as a team. Moving on to the big game of this week, where you had Liverpool versus Bournemouth. I did not expect a 9-0. I predicted 3-0. Which obviously isn't a bad shout by any means, because I thought, yeah, Liverpool are going to come and destroy them, going to be an easy win. And I genuinely did say in the video, they're going to come back and perform because they need to have a big result after that loss at Old Trafford. I just thought they'd really easily smash through Bournemouth, but I didn't expect 9-0. Goals coming from 2 from Luis Diaz, 1 from Harvey Elliott, 1 from Trent, 2 from Firmino, 1 from Verge. An own goal by Chris Mepham, I don't know, a Bournemouth player, and Fabio Carvalho. Like, Salah still didn't score or get an assist, which isn't great for my FPL, but you know what, everyone has him, so it don't really matter. Fair play to Liverpool. You responded extremely well to a situation which wasn't looking good for you in any way whatsoever, so I really do respect how you played the game, and really showed you are back as a team and not the team everyone thought was in crisis like I suggested you were on that video, mainly just for a bit of clickbait, to be honest. I never thought Liverpool would actually be in trouble that much. They are one of the best teams in the world, and you can have a slow start to the season. We saw that with Man City last season. They still ended up beating the league easily within the amount of games which they needed to, so it's not really an issue for Liverpool. They could still come back and challenge for the league. I think they probably will. We'll need to see what happens there. Moving on to Man City versus Crystal Palace, and I did say 3-1. I said 3-1 to Man City. It was 4-2. To be fair, Crystal Palace are really good against these big teams and really good against Man City. I think Crystal Palace always play really well. Although, saying that, now looking at the stats, Man City had 74.3% possession to Crystal Palace's 25.7%. So, at the end of the day, how good are you? Had 2 shots, 2 on target for Crystal Palace, and 2 went in. So, fair play. I thought Crystal Palace would maybe play a bit better, but to get 2 goals against Manchester City, you're doing well. Like, to be fair, Man City's defence hasn't been doing that well, and their attacking outlet, 4 goals, 5 shots on target, which is a good return as well. So very, very clinical teams playing in that game, to be fair. Then we move on to the 5:30 game, I think it was on Saturday, which was Arsenal versus Fulham, where Arsenal won 2-1. I think Fulham actually scored first, yeah, Mitrovic. Like, fair play to Mitrovic, you know, he's really proven everyone wrong, including myself, who said Mitrovic wouldn't get even 10 goals this season. I said he'd get. Fair play to Mitrovic, he's doing really well, and I really do respect what he's doing as a player and performing really well with the team. He is, proving everyone wrong, and I think he's on about 4 goals already or something ridiculous, which is kind of not very funny, because being as I predicted him to have less than 10, and we're only 4 games into the season, so he's on for 38, so if he keeps playing how he is. But Arsenal got the job done with goals from Odegaard and Gabriel Magalhaes. Saka and Saliba got assists there, so really well done. I actually predicted this one being what did I predict this one? I predicted a 2-0 Arsenal, so kind of what I said would happen. Didn't get it right again. We haven't actually got one right yet. We've got a lot of the results correct. I think we've got every single result correct except for the Brentford one. But just slightly out on this one, but not too bad. I didn't expect Fulham to get a goal, and probably Arsenal didn't either, to be fair. Then we move on to the Sunday game, which was Aston Villa versus West Ham. Now, I predicted this a 1-1. West Ham won 1-0. Like, fair play. I watched the highlights of this one last night. Really well played by West Ham. I don't know. Aston Villa looking quite poor. Quite similar possession, although Aston Villa again had 57.8% possession, having 9 shots with 3 on target, so not really creating too much, but neither did West Ham, to be fair. In my opinion, West Ham should have scored that Bowen chance that he had. Bowen's not been performing at a very good level this season so far, but hopefully he does get back to performing at the level we've all seen him perform at before. But fair play West Ham, getting your first points on the board and pushing Leicester down to bottom place in the Premier League. Yay! Then we move on to Wolves versus Newcastle. I thought Newcastle would win this 2-1. They didn't quite have enough. A goal from Alan St-Maximin, which was outrageous, to be fair, in the 90th minute. Fair play. Wolves probably should have got all 3 points there, to be fair. Newcastle, fair play for staying unbeaten. I think they are in the Premier League right now after playing Manchester City as well in that run, which is quite incredible, to be fair, and they could push for a top 8 finish if they really wanted to. I'm not sure they have the capacity for that right now, but it's always possible, and we'll see what happens there. And then finally, the only one we got right in the game week was Nottingham Forest versus Tottenham Hotspur. I did get this one right. I predicted 2-0. I didn't predict Harry Kane would miss a penalty, which was quite annoying for me because I had him in my FPL. But at the end of the day, he played all right. Did well in FPL, got 2 goals, missed a penalty and a yellow card, so not that bad. Nottingham Forest just really unclinical. 17 shots, 1 on target, really poor, like really poor. Although they had more possession than Tottenham again, but at the end of the day, possession don't win you games. So unlucky for them. We'll probably see you again next time, Nottingham Forest. You're playing really well, and I respect that you're getting really good players in. I think they're getting Lodi in as well, he's a really good player, like really good. All these players that they're signing, like top Premier League signings, these are, and I'm really excited to see how they go. But that is the end of the video, guys. If you have enjoyed this video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much.